Major League Baseball's opening week is presented by Front Door. It's a cold, blustery day in St. Louis. Yeah, no April Fool's joke. It's cold as the Toronto Blue Jays are here to face the Redbirds in Game 2 of our 2023 campaign. Hi again, everybody. Chip Carey, Brad Thompson. A wild opener. Toronto wins it 10-9. And so much of what the Cardinals, Brad, are hoping to do rests on the shoulders of Jack Flaherty, who's got the start today.
Yeah, it certainly does. It was an entertaining opening day. They're looking to turn the page, and they're looking to Jack Flaherty, who gets to start this season healthy, finally. It was disappointing for him last year, Chip. Didn't make his season debut until June 15th, but we saw him in spring training. A mixed bag of results, but the key is he's healthy, the velocity is there, and he's looking to build off what he did in spring training.
Take a look at his Bounty quick stats. What are you looking for from Jack, who's really struggled the last couple of years because of those injuries?
Yeah, well, certainly just looking for him to command the strike zone, be in command of counts, spot up that fastball, and then get to his wipeout slider. We know that the Cardinals' rotation does not have a ton of swing and miss. This guy's got a lot of it.
And on a cold day, it ought to be a great day to pitch. We'll see what Jack Flaherty can do in his season debut. The offense debuted with a bang. 9 runs for the Redbirds. We'll break down the offensive attack as we get set for Game 2 here at Busch. A cold day in St. Louis for Toronto and the Cardinals. One thing that wasn't cold was the offense in the opener.
Yeah, the bats were on fire. 15 hits from the Redbirds, 9 runs scored. You see the 4 extra base hits. Donovan, O'Neill adding home runs. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Looking forward to seeing that again here today.
The bats were golden for the Birds, and hopefully that continues against Kevin Gausman, the starter for Toronto in Game 2. We'll hand out some hardware. 2 Cardinals will get some prestigious awards when we come back to St. Louis previewing Game 2. Steel, real steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Cardinal Nation hoping to find out the status of Wilson Contreras. The Cat Jim Hayes will update us on him as we get you set for the Cardinals and the Blue Jays from Busch Stadium. Jack Flaherty, who makes his season debut. Chip Carey, Jim Hayes. Jimmy, the Cardinals got a scare on opening day. What's the latest on Wilson Contreras?
Contreras took a 103-mile-an-hour sinker from Jordan Hicks opening day. Came right out of the ball game. The good news is Contreras had an MRI yesterday. It came back clean. Wilson says the knee is better, and he hopes to be available to pinch hit today and return to catching very soon.
Hopefully tomorrow. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for any more longer than that. So, but like again, we need to talk to the man and see what the plan is. I know it's early in the season, but I'm feeling really good, and which is a good sign.
Kisner starts. It'll be Taylor Motter, the emergency backup catcher. Chip Motter told me he caught a couple of bullpens with Seattle in 2017 and 2018, so he's the guy.
All right, Jimmy, always great to hear from the Alderman before first pitch. It's a battle of the birds. The Blue Jays and the Cardinals. Game 2 from St. Louis is coming up next. In Busch Stadium, it looks like a nice sunny summer day, but it is April Fool's Day for Toronto and the Cardinals. It feels like 36 delightful degrees for Game 2 of the season.
Yeah, looks are a little bit deceiving here at Busch Stadium. I'll tell you what was not cold, though, is the bats on opening day. It was incredible. 19 runs, 34 hits combined between these two clubs. Cardinals pitching staff looking to cool that down a little bit for the Blue Jays.
Ali Marmol and the Cardinals will play, I guess you could say, shorthanded. You heard Jim Hayes report in the pregame. Contreras not able to go today, but the prognosis is positive for him.
Well, that's good news, and you can tell just listening to Contreras, he wanted to be out there, want to play it. They're going to play it smart, at least give him a day to get right. But scary situation yesterday. Glad that he's doing all right.
This is a moment Cardinal Nation's waited for a while. Jack Flaherty is back on the mound, and so much is hinging on this season for the Cardinals and that right arm of Jack Flaherty.
Yeah, this is a moment that Jack Flaherty has been waiting for. Remember, he started off the season hurt last year. Look at the numbers, 8 starts, 9 games for Jack. and he had the shoulder issues throughout the year, just wasn't able to get it going. Well, he had a healthy spring training. He finally had a normal offseason. And Jack has got something to prove here in 2023. The Hyundai pitch arsenal for Jack Flaherty. You know he's going to utilize that four seam. He does so on both sides of the plate. His wipeout pitch is that slider. He's got a good curve he can get ahead with, and been tinkering a lot more with his cutter in spring training.
And he's got a tough lineup to face. Toronto showed that in the opener. They scored 10 runs. And John Schneider's lineup, George Springer, 5 hits on opening day. Bo Bichette had 4 hits, so 9 hits from their 1-2 hitters in game 1. Danny Jansen gets the start, as does Kevin Biggio at second for the Blue Jays here in game 2.
Yeah, slow those guys down somehow, some way. George Springer, and he 4-time All-Star, tremendous player. He must be living right, though, because he had a couple of his hits. First one, he barreled over 100 exit velocity. The other ones just found some spots. That's all you got to do in this game. Put the ball in play, good things happen.
So Toronto was able to hit them where they ain't, and hopefully that won't be the case in game 2. There's a look at Andrew Kisner getting the start behind the plate, part of our defense presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
Well, your outfield looks a little bit different as well. Burleson, O'Neill, and Walker from left to right in the outfield. So an opportunity for Alec here to get things going in 2023.
Well, let's see if Jack Flaherty can set the tone with George Springer set to lead off for Toronto. Flaherty's been a stud in April, a 7-2 career mark in the season's opening month. And his first pitch of a new year is a little high, and we are underway. Springer has shredded Cardinal pitching in 8 career games. And this one hit high in the air toward right. Swirling winds. We'll see how Jordan Walker handles his first chance. No trouble. 2 pitches, 1 out. Springer is retired quickly.
Well, it's a well-located fastball right there by Jack Flaherty, and that's the Toyota key to the game here, is work both sides, specifically with that heater. He's going to have to be able to get in on some of these righties. Going to have to use the other side of the plate as well. It sets up that wipeout slider, but his fastball command is the biggest key.
Bo Bichette, the Toronto shortstop, loves to swing at that first pitch and didn't get it. Strike 1. Bichette had a spectacular September for Toronto. 48 hits for the Blue Jays. As this one chopped to Arenado. Big hop. Perfect throw. Flaherty getting the ball on the ground. 2 quick outs.
But Chip, we had to wait until the 5th inning yesterday for the first ground ball out. This one here, Jack Flaherty, we just talked about his fastball command, working at both sides. It was the 4-seam first pitch, sinker in, gets a ground ball in the second one.
And I would think, Brad, this is a day for a pitcher to attack the strike zone. It cannot be a comfortable at bat with these hitting conditions.
Well, especially in. If you're able to work that sinker in on the hands of these guys, it is going to be a tough day.
Here's Vlad Jr. Guerrero drove in 3 runs on opening day. On the black, 93. Flaherty looking sharp early after some struggles late in spring training. So he's got Guerrero quickly 0-2. What's the wipeout pitch here?
Well, I think that he's got some options here with Vladdy. I think that you can elevate with the fastball or try to bury a slider away. Went with the slider.
We talked about how it's uncomfortable to hit. Is it uncomfortable to pitch when it's this windy and cold?
Once you get warm, I think that you have the advantage out there. It's just if you end up cooling down, you end up having some issues.
Didn't chase it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jack's making his 99th career start in the major leagues today.
Wouldn't mind him running something in here.
3 straight misses, full count.
Well, got ahead of him, went after him, then 3 straight breaking balls that he missed with.
10th pitch. And fouled straight back. That's something both offenses did in game 1 of the season.
Boy, relentless, weren't they? 2 strikes, nobody giving in. It was a big hack right there by Guerrero Jr. But top to bottom, both these teams fought stuff off, made the opposing pitchers, both the starters and the bullpens, really work.
Varsho takes ball 4. So a 2-out walk brings up Dalton Varsho. Varsho made his Toronto debut and drove in 2 runs on opening day. Jays have really reworked their roster, added some left-handed thunder. They've improved their defense, and they hope that'll improve their fortunes, and Varsho a big part of that.
Well, fastball's got some good hop coming out of the hand of Jack Flaherty. It's not just the velocity that you look at, but it's just the angle that he has on it. He's keeping his hand on top of it.
Short lead at first for Guerrero, and across the shoe tops, even count. Varsho, a jack of all trades. He can play right, left. He can catch. He's a DH. He came over from the Diamondbacks. Ball 2.
Mentioned the pesky at bats. He had one in the first inning. It was 9 pitches, ended up with a double, and it was a rocket that he ended up hitting off Miles Michaelis. Hardest ball he's hit in his career.
Just missed.
Varsho's one of those guys too that you believe will benefit from the shift restrictions. Pull hitter, a lot of ground balls to that right side.
With that in mind, Tommy Edman almost behind the second base bag up the middle. That's about as shifty as you can get. Of course, with the new rules, 2 defenders on both sides of second base. Everybody has to have their cleats on the dirt. And now a dangerous pitch, 3-1, and back-to-back 2-out walks.
Well, got ahead of both Vladdy and Varsho. Vladdy, it was 0-2. Just let both of these guys end up slipping away. Maybe giving them both a little bit too much credit there. You know how much damage Vlad Guerrero can do, but you get him in a hole like that. Jack stuff's good enough to attack with in the zone.
So now Matt Chapman, the Toronto third baseman, with 2 on, 2 out, and a breaking ball in for a strike. Flaherty threw 5 strikes out of his first 6 pitches. 3 strikes amongst the last 11 he has thrown. And ahead of Matt Chapman, who had 3 hits as well on opening day. Top of the zone, got the call. 0-2.
Well, this is the spot too, and you understand with a runner in scoring position that you want to be fairly careful. I'd love to see Jack be aggressive here, maybe bust a good fastball in on him.
Tried to dot the corner, a little off the plate. For all of Chapman's great work defensively, for the power and run production, he does not hit for a high average. And he's behind the count, 1-2. Jack got 2 quick outs, then back-to-back walks, and now Chapman back in the count, 2-2.
2 outs in 4 pitches. Pitch count now up to 20.
And that's the hard part about facing Toronto. You get to 2 strikes, they don't go down without a fight.
No, they don't go down without a fight, and they don't, in large part, expand their zone a lot. So a lot of these sliders that Jack has started on the outer half, they're just spitting on. You're not seeing them out there just overextending and try to reach out and get it.
Big leads, first and second, and a full count. Runners will be moving now. Well, it's kind of like the Cardinals' offensive philosophy. Command the strike zone and push the pitcher away from it.
That's it. That's something Ollie Marmol talked to us about yesterday. Turner Ward, the Cardinals hitting coach, said chase them out of the zone. That is the Cardinals' approach.
3-2, runners go, and 3 consecutive walks. Load the bases with 2 out. So now you've got a lefty-righty matchup with Brandon Belt, who knows a thing or two, Brad, about hitting with the bases loaded.
Well, Belt in his career 259, 4 doubles, 3 homers, 66 driven in with the bases loaded.
And as you mentioned, after 2 quick outs for Jack, 3 straight walks.
Yeah, and the thing with Jack here, again, it's getting ahead early. And I think really trying to bury these hitters, I feel like the thought should be for him, let's just keep attacking. Keep going right after him. Forget about nibbling the corners.
Yeah, if they're not going to chase, you've got to change your game plan. And here's Brandon Belt with the bases loaded. Strike 1. Guerrero at third. Varsho at second. Matt Chapman just walked to load the bases. And Brandon Belt in Toronto on a 1-year deal. The DH hits with 2 outs. Slow breaking ball yanked foul. So again, Brad, he's gotten a hitter to 2 strikes.
Yeah, definitely got ahead of him here. And honestly, I don't know how much I would mess around with the breaking ball anymore. I think a well-located fastball is going to do the job. And I think that you've opened up the inner half. I think you can go away with it also.
Kisner moves outside. The stretch and pitch. Didn't chase it. 2-2.
That's an area right there throughout Belt's career. Very rarely does he chase that fastball up in the zone. He's got a good eye for that pitch. Fastball away can be good to him, though.
Another 3-2 count.
But this is the spot. Pretty obviously here, you got the bases loaded. Make him earn it. Here it is. Hit it. Got Gold Glovers behind you.
Runners lead. Off they go. The pitch caught on and missed, and the side is retired. Took a little longer than we'd like, but Jack Flaherty pitches a scoreless top of the first. Cardinals lineup. Brendan Donovan had a huge day on opening day. He went 3 for 6 and hit a home run. Alec Burleson gets the start in left today. We talked about Andrew Kisner behind the plate for Wilson Contreras. On the mound, Kevin Gausman, who had a terrific year for Toronto last season.
Yeah, Kevin Gausman is a good one, that's for sure. He's got the Hyundai pitch arsenal. He's got a good fastball, wipeout, split finger that he's got as well.
Does what he does so often, and that's throw strike 1.
That's what he does. The 4-seam, the split finger. I mean, that split finger is one of the best pitches in the game of baseball. He'll start mixing in that slider a little bit more also.
He's a guy too, Brad, that many thought would be affected by the new pitching rules.
Well, he was the poster boy of, and it wasn't the pitch clock, it's that there's a new emphasis this year on the balk, and he was a guy that would toe tap until he threw it. You see him as he sets up. He'll give it the 1 toe tap, but in years prior, I mean, he would do multiple and just roll right into his delivery. So he's had to fine-tune that a bit. It didn't seem to affect him at all in spring training. He went out there, it wasn't scored upon all of spring training. So far, so good.
On the ground to second, Biggio will make the easy play. And that gets the game started for the Cardinals offense. A look at the Blue Jays defenders presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. This is a series matchup of perennial Gold Glovers at third base. Nolan Arenado for the Cardinals, Matt Chapman for Toronto. And in the outfield, Varsho, Kiermaier, and George Springer.
Well, Blue Jays definitely made some moves to shore up defensively. I mean, that's something there. As you look, Danny Jansen's pitch comm came out of his helmet as he was running over there to back up first base on that ground ball to second. But it's going to prove to be a good idea for them. They got such good pitching staff. They wanted to clean up some of the details. That's what John Schneider, their manager, talked about. Having more defenders out there is going to help them.
Burleson drives the first pitch toward left, but the wind's going to knock that down. Varsho's there. And Alec is retired quickly for out number 2. Nice day for Paul Goldschmidt already. His Silver Slugger Award presented before first pitch. And he likes what Kevin Gausman throws up there. Let's see what happens here in the first.
Goldie's got to be running out of real estate for all this hardware he's been getting recently. I bet that mantle looks pretty good at the Goldschmidt household.
Along with the MVP award.
That's pretty. That's a good conversation piece.
No doubt. 1-0 pitch. In for a strike. Years ago, when Gausman came up with Baltimore and later went to the Braves, he was a 2-pitch guy. Fastball, breaking ball. And as you said, it's that split that's turned him into an elite starter. That's a bullet up the middle for Goldschmidt. So he's got 5 career hits against Kevin Gausman, and the Cardinals have a 2-out rally.
Well, that was the aforementioned split finger. This one just stays up in the zone, and that's the key to hitting the split finger. If you see it up, you can let it fly. If you see it low, you got to let it go. Goldie saw this one out of the hand, stays back, and drove it right back up the middle. 110.4 miles an hour off the bat. That's what he does. He just barrels things.
So Nolan's up. Arenado drove in 3. And is 1 homer away from 300. Breaking ball. Looking for the express. And is down to strike.
Well, and that's maybe the next level for Kevin Gausman, is being able to get to that third pitch. You just mentioned the slider. That's what he was his go-to secondary pitch when he first broke in. Now working it in a little bit more.
Well, you can see the vertical drop on that pitch even from our perch.
Well, and the thing from a hitter standpoint, it comes out of the same arm slot. He throws it hard, and it's about halfway. That's when it starts tumbling off.
Fouled back to the net. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's especially difficult to pick up when he's throwing his fastball down in the zone for strikes. He's going to get most of his swing and misses, just like everybody in baseball now, with the elevated four seam up. But when you're tunneling those 2 pitches off of each other down low in the zone, you kind of got to pick one and hope for the best.
Gausman faced the Cardinals twice last year. Didn't give up a run on May 24th. Cardinals tagged him for 5 on June 27th. So it was a tale of 2 outings for Kevin against St. Louis last year. 0-0 in the home first. And a swing and a miss retires Arenado. And the Cardinals, no score. We go to inning number 2. To the second we go. Jack Flaherty will face the lower third of the Toronto lineup. Danny Jansen, Kevin Biggio, and Kevin Kiermaier. Jack got 2 quick outs in the first inning, walked 3 hitters, then struck out Brandon Belt with the bases loaded. So Danny Jansen, coming off a career year offensively, leads off and takes high.
Yeah, it was a fantastic job by Jack in the first inning of getting ahead. 5 of 6 first pitch strikes, as you mentioned. 4 pitches, 2 outs. Then it took 25 to get the final one.
Last year, Jansen, 260, 15 homers. Toronto went 40-18 when he started behind the plate.
Pretty impressive tandem that they've got behind the plate between he and Alejandro Kirk. Cardinal fans remember the offseason. Danny Jansen's name was thrown out quite a bit in the trade rumors.
At times we saw this from Jack in spring training. Last couple starts had trouble commanding his fastball. And he missed badly inside there. So Flaherty has walked 4 hitters in an inning plus. And the leadoff man is aboard in front of Kevin Biggio. Suit up this year at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Cardinals at MLBshop.com.
It's kind of crazy, too, how quickly with that fastball command it can go in and out, because really was not missing by much with his fastball in the first inning.
Biggio right on top of the plate. And that hit him. So a walk and a hit batsman. Well, this is what Ali Marmol told us before the game. If Jack's not hitting his spots, it's not going to be the best of days.
Yeah, and it's safe to say for pretty much every pitcher out there, but especially against a lineup like this. Like, you've got to be able to move them in and out. You got to be able to locate your fastball. Jack's got wipeout stuff with his slider, but you got to get in those positions to do it.
Kiermaier, 2 for 5 on opening day. Takes a knee-high strike. He thought that was low. Last year, Kiermaier limited to 63 games, had hip labrum surgery, and was brought to Toronto on a 1-year deal. Popped up. Tyler O'Neill coming on. He'll have plenty of room to make the play. There's the first out. Is it hard as a pitcher to, how do I say this the right way, set aside your desire to strike guys out and let them put the ball in play when they're not going to swing and miss?
Yeah, I think that one of the biggest keys is continuing to be aggressive. Even when you're ahead like that, you got ahead for a reason. You got ahead because your stuff is good. I think that if you keep that attack mentality, the strikeouts will pile up. Like, you'll be able to get them. Instead of nibbling when you get 2 strikes and trying to get them fishing, you got to try to make it look like a strike early. Maybe start something in the middle and drop it under if you want, but they're not fishing for stuff off the zone away.
2 on, 1 out. Springer flied out his first time and hits one toward third. Arenado's got it. Second base one. Donovan the turn, and a double play will retire the side. Flaherty pitches out of messes in the first and second. Still scoreless. Of traffic, but has yet to allow a hit or run. And the Cardinals go to work in the second against Kevin Gausman, with Nolan Gorman set to lead off.
It's a good challenge here for Gorman, who's revamped his swing. A guy in Gausman that likes to ride the 4-seam up with the good split finger. We saw Gorman yesterday, got his first hit of the year, also drew a couple of walks.
He's hit a home run in his career against Kevin Gausman. And 93 bottom of the zone makes it 0-2. If you're expecting a walk from Kevin, that's not a good game plan. He walked 28 men in 175 innings last year.
Yeah, be ready. With that being said, too, it doesn't mean that he's filling up the zone with everything. He just gets you in swing mode. That's the thing about that split finger, is it looks like it's going to be a strike and then drops it right under the zone. He throws it down the middle a lot and lets it go under.
Two and two. Tyler O'Neill will follow. Jordan Walker as well here in a scoreless second. Good cut.
That's the thing with the strength, too, of Gorman, who's revamped that swing, as we talked about. Not the big uppercut. He doesn't have to come out of his shoes to drive the ball in the gap or out of the ballpark even. Even with 2 strikes, he shortens up, gets the barrel to it.
On the ground to first. Nice play by the Gold Glover, Vlad Jr. He'll step on the pillow. There's out number 1. Tyler O'Neill's coming up. Let's join Jim Hayes.
Chip, Tyler O'Neill's main goal this season to stay on the field, meaning to stay healthy. To that end, he spent the offseason in St. Louis so he could work with the team training staff and doctors. He told me, I changed my training routine. I got my chiropractor out here, my masseuse out here. Body maintenance is much more of a priority.
Kind of sounds like Jim's plan too, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. A couple of guys that care about their craft.
Will O'Neill, big home run on opening day. That's become a trend for the Cardinals. As that shot out of play foul.
4 opening days in a row for Tyler O'Neill to hit a home run. Puts himself in rarefied air with that. Stepping up in big moments. I mean, this guy's a huge key to what you're trying to do. We saw it 2 years ago. We saw him get MVP votes. He hit for average, hit for power, did so many things well. Such an added element to this lineup if he gets it going.
Splitter got him there. That's the second strikeout for Kevin Gausman.
This split finger started away. You wonder, well, how do you swing at that? It was kind of what we were talking about before. It looks like the fastball out of the hand that dives off onto the zone.
Oh, what a wonderful day it was for Jordan Walker. His first big league hit and RBI. Now let's see if he can earn his first big league win today for the Cardinals. We were talking with Ollie about his day. I think he checked all the boxes.
Yeah, Ollie just said the moment wasn't too big for him. He just fit in, and that has been the case for this young man every step along the way. He looks the part, he acts the part, and he's going to be very, very good at this level.
That was a similar swing to what he saw from Alek Manoah, and then he rifled the next pitch into center field for that first big league hit. Let's see what happens on a 1-1 here. Sharply hit deep short off the glove of Bichette. He'll have no play, and Walker's aboard with 2 out.
Chip, good call by you. Got fooled on one, got it out on the front foot a little bit. Ends up getting himself another slider. This one hit a little bit more of the plate than Gausman wanted, and he puts a charge into it. He's a StatCast darling. Everything that he does, this one 105.8 off the bat.
So Andrew Kisner, the batter. Kisner filling in for Wilson Contreras, who amazingly was able to walk after he took a 103-mile-an-hour pitch flush off his right knee on opening day.
This is a tough dude back there. It was so good to hear all of the x-rays, MRIs came back. As Jim Hayes told you earlier, I mean, he's feeling good. He wants to be in there. They're going to be cautious with him.
Glove at the ready. Maybe he'll be able to pinch hit if needed today. We shall see, as Kisner behind 0-2. And that will retire the side. Gausman with 3 strikeouts through 2 scoreless innings in St. Louis. Start his major league career, and here's a look at his Kia player profile.
Just mentioned being a StatCast darling, 103.4 off the bat. He threw one in from right field to third yesterday at 100.2 and then 29.5 feet per second sprint speed. That's the player you build on MLB The Show. I mean, this is the guy. He's got all the tools.
Might be on the cover someday. As Bo Bichette leads off the third. Jack could use an easy inning. He's had a lot of traffic. He's walked 4. He's hit a batter. Hasn't given up a hit. And more importantly, hasn't given up a run.
I feel like with Jack, as good, and they are, I mean, this is a very good lineup that Toronto's throwing out there. With that defense behind you, and they showed it last inning. Let them hit it to somebody. Go right after these guys.
2 balls and a strike for Bichette. Ball 3. back in the count, 3-2. Just in case you wondered, Jack's career high in walks is 5. He's at 4 today. And delivers the payoff pitch to Bichette. And there it is, ball 4, another leadoff walk. 2 of those in as many innings.
Yeah, it even feels like, and it looks like with the velocity, that he's trying to take a little bit off of it to put it where he wants to. Just misses arm side there. It's difficult on chilly days to get that feel, especially mid-inning. The wind's blowing out there. You're trying to keep your hands warm as possible, trying to keep any moisture on it, but difficult to find a feel right now for Jack.
Vlad Jr. walked and was stranded. And that breaking ball buckled him. Strike 1.
Seen Jack pull out that pitch a couple of times, a couple of right-on-right changeups.
He's a pitch away from 50 after getting 2 outs on 5 pitches.
Wow, and this is a guy right here. Pitch count already inflated. This is a guy in Guerrero who hits the ball hard, as you know, but he also hits into a ton of double plays. Got a chance right here. Throw something down.
26 of them to be exact for Guerrero last year. And Flaherty again way behind in the count. 3 balls and a strike. He's had 7 3-ball counts already in the game. Gotten a strike on that pitch twice to Guerrero. Would he go to the well a 3rd time? 3-2.
It wasn't where he wanted it either. I mean, it was a slider that backed up on him. I still think that a well-located fastball, I'd go away with the heater here. We'll see what he does. He walked him on a slider last time.
Big hole right side. Runner goes. Pitch is low, and that's walk number 6. T-Mobile customers get free MLB.TV. Redeem now through April 3rd at T-Mobile.com/MLB. If you keep giving a team like Toronto these kinds of opportunities, at some point they're going to make you pay. Hopefully not here with Varsho. He walked his first time.
Well, the name of the game here is leave him out there. I mean, it is, he's working without a safety net, it feels like right now, with all these free passes, but all it takes is a couple of good pitches.
And Toronto's going up there saying, we're not going to swing until you throw us strikes. Why would you?
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of breaking balls. If you read spin out of the hand, I mean, right now, I don't think you even have to swing. He's getting strikes with it, but not where he wants them. They're all missing arm side. This is one right now. If you're the opposition, if you're Varsho, you're looking dead red heater. You throw me a fastball middle up, I'm going to put a good swing on that.
Got a breaking ball instead, and O'Neill in center is going to handle that. Flaherty got a break and the first out of the inning. Matt Chapman coming up, but first a quick word from Great Southern Bank.
We're always here to support you with a friendly face when you need help and our powerful app in your pocket when you're on the go. Learn more at greatsouthernbank.com.
Matt Chapman walked in the first inning. That loaded the bases before Brandon Belt struck out to end the frame. A double play gets you out of the Toronto 3rd. Fly ball left. No carry to that. First chance for Alec Burleson, who broke back now in. And Jack with 2 straight flyouts. 2 away.
Well, both of them on the same pitch. They're both sliders. That one was in the middle. It's not a perfect pitch, but right now, I don't think it has to be. You just show that you can throw that off speed for a strike in the zone and then work from there.
Belt ended the first. Flaherty wants him to end the 3rd. That's sunk out of sight. Pretty pitch, strike one.
Got ahead of him with the slider, then try to get him with that cutter. See if he tries to go away here after showing him in.
Bichette, the lead runner at second. Guerrero at first. Did go away. Good call. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now this would be a spot right here. If Jack was spotting up his fastball, you'd see him dot that thing inside. This is where he'd rear back for a little bit more. I still like the idea. He's just got to focus on keeping his arm on top of it instead of pulling across. And slider in.
Huge pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The old adage, they say if you throw it 2-2, throw it 3-2. I wouldn't do that here. I'd throw that fastball. Attack him with the heater.
The runners will take off again. 3-2 for Brandon Belts. Swing and a miss.
He went back to it, and it worked.
Don't listen to us, Jack. Do your thing. Still scoreless. Heritage Day at the ballpark, presented by your quality Ford dealers. With the purchase of a theme ticket, fans take home an exclusive STL t-shirt designed by Brock Seals. Come early for a pregame Heritage celebration in the Budweiser Terrace. Info at cardinals.com/theme. No score, home third. And Tommy Edman leads off.
Pair of singles for Tommy yesterday, or Thursday, in the opener.
And dating back to last year, 6 hits in his last 11 tries.
Well,
yes,
Tommy,
those hit streaks carry over.
Perfect. Yeah, Tommy is just one of those guys, too. He gets on base. The 32 stolen bases last year. I'm really interested to see what he does with these new rules, how much he takes advantage of that.
And as you know, with the DH in the National League, Edman, who has the skills to be a leadoff hitter, is a secondary leadoff hitter. Set the table, get the top of the order up.
Yeah, and you really got to like all of the different table setters they have for the meat of the order. Tommy Edman being one of those guys. Obviously Donovan, Nootbaar, one of those guys also.
That ball stroked towards center. Kiermaier will measure that one up. He had his man played perfectly. And there's out number 1 in the Cardinals' third. And here's Brendan Donovan, who grounded out his first time up. All this kid did last year was hit, and he kept on keeping on opening day with 3 knocks, including a homer.
When you think about that, you think about how successful of a campaign it was last year for him in his rookie season. A lot of guys go into the offseason and say, well, I'm just going to do that again. I'll just do exactly what I did. He didn't. He changed. He changed his swing. He got better this offseason.
Ground ball, that'll sneak through. It's a base hit for Donovan. Cardinals have 3 of those. This knock comes with 1 out.
Donovan has got the great ability to be able to get up there and get a pitch that is up above the zone. That's exactly the case here. It's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, 4-seamer up high. Got to keep a level stroke to be able to get there. He can drop the head on a breaking ball, or he can keep his hands up. That's how quick those hands are for Donovan.
So that hit gives him a 10-game hitting streak dating back to last year. That's the longest active streak in the National League. Here's Alec Burleson. You look at this guy's numbers in spring, Brad. They didn't open your eyes all that much, but the Cardinals, who are very aware of the metrics, said his numbers aren't indicative of how good a spring he had.
Yeah, you look at some of the batted ball luck. He was driving the ball all over the place, and they really like the way that he honed in his strike zone later in spring. Stuff like that. He's got great bat to ball skills. That's what they love about him. He can barrel up pretty much anything, but they wanted him to be a little bit more selective. Swinging at strikes, putting his A swing on good strikes. That's what he did late in camp.
He swung early in the count his first trip. Here he's got a 2-0 offering from Gossman, and hits it high in the air to right. But Springer is there, and the wind plays a few tricks, but no trouble, and that's out number 2. Goldschmidt had the first hit of the day for the Cardinals, a 2-out single. They shade him toward right in the Toronto outfield.
Well, he's a pretty tough individual to game plan for, and I think that you can say that about most of the best hitters in baseball, but there are really not too many zones that you can throw the ball where you feel comfortable. You certainly can't fall into a pattern against Paul Goldschmidt. If you're looking at it up and away, maybe he struggles with. Not if you go there back to back. He was trying to go away on that pitch. It leaked over the middle, and he got lucky.
Little pop that's going to drop into shallow right center. Donovan's going to go first to third. Goldie's 2 for 2, and the Cardinals have their first threat. So with Nolan Arenado coming up, here's our front door expert approach. This is where Nolan has feasted.
Well, we saw it yesterday. We saw in the 8th inning, he had the ground rule double that plated 2, gave the Cardinals the lead at the time. Great players show up in great moments. That's exactly what he's done throughout his career.
He struck out his first time up. Gossman in trouble for the first time in the game, albeit with 2 outs in a scoreless third. On the ground. Chapman bobbles, recovers, throws it first. Guerrero can't make the play. A run is in. Put it in play, something good might happen, and Chapman, a Gold Glover, gift wraps the game's first run.
All it takes is a little bit of a bobble. All it takes is the double clutch that happens here. And by the way, it also takes good hard base running. There are a lot of guys that might have shut it down from first to second and still been out on what looked to be a routine play. You know, Goldie's always busting it. Chapman can't get a hold on it and then throws wide, and Guerrero can't get it.
So the Cardinals lead 1-0. Here's Nolan Gorman. Yeah, no excuses. It's a cold day, but I'm guessing, Brad, that ball felt like a cue ball.
Oh, I'm sure it did. And then he rushed it, too. So you had a couple of things going against him.
So the Cardinals strike first. Here's Gorman, who tapped out his first time up. 1 ball, no strikes for him. Arenado moved to second on the ball in the dugout. Goldschmidt to third. That's where they stand here in the home 3rd inning. Not exactly how you draw it up, but we'll take it. Little squibber. That's going to be fair. Chapman lost the glove. Cardinals are going to get 2 more. It's 3-0.
This is about as good of a pitch as you're going to make with the split finger by Gossman. Chevy pitch track splitter down and away right off the end of the bat, but Chapman is off the line. This one squeaks right through. Don't have to hit him hard. I think we learned that lesson yesterday or in the ball game. Plates 2 again.
So all this damage coming with 2 outs. Cardinals lead by 3 for Tyler O'Neill. It's a cruel game, isn't it? You've got a Gold Glover who makes an error that scores the first run. The Cardinals starter, Jack Flaherty, has walked 6 and hit a batter. Toronto hasn't scored a single run yet.
That's why you play 162 of them, right?
Right.
Sometimes they go to the script, sometimes not so much.
Amazing. No balls and a strike. Ripped out of play 0-2. It all started with a Goldschmidt single. Arenado reached on the error. Donovan scored, and then Gorman off the end of the bat squibbed one down the third base line.
We were talking to Ollie Marmol before the game. We were just talking about opening day and how odd of a game it was. He said, I have not seen on both sides so many softly hit baseballs that fell in for hits. Well, there's another one there by Gorman. You mentioned it, though. Put it in play. Something good might happen.
O'Neill swung at the splitter, and that will retire the side. But a profitable inning for the Cardinals. They score 3 and head to the 4th in front. Jack Flaherty could use an easy inning. He's got the bottom third coming up for Toronto, starting with Danny Jansen, whom he walked in inning number 2.
That's what you want to see. Just fill it up. Just fill up the zone. Go right after these guys. Be in attack mode. Easier said than done. But these are the games that you don't love all the free passes. You don't love the pitch count. You do love the battle, right? The fact that he's been able to get out of these jams. Easy to pitch when everything's working. It's what you do on those days where you're kind of fighting yourself a little bit.
Well, he hasn't given up a hit yet, and Brandon Belt has struck out twice, once with the bases loaded and one with 2 runners on for Toronto. So he has bent but not broken to this point. Jack Flaherty and a check swing roller to Arenado. Catcher running, got the hop he wanted, and there's your first out. Voting's open now for the 2023 Cardinals Hall of Fame, presented by Edward Jones. Our nominees are Joaquin Andujar, Steve Carlton, David Freese, Matt Morris, and Edgar Renteria. Cast your vote at cardinals.com/HOF. Voting closes April 21st. Kevin Biggio, the batter, he was hit by a pitch his first time up. Man, was it great seeing the Cardinals Hall of Famers on opening day.
It's always fun, isn't it? I mean, it feel like a lot of Cardinal fans, you've been watching this for years, had the opportunity to be at these as a player, as a broadcaster, as a fan. It never gets old. You get the goosebumps every time. How was your first experience up here for opening day?
It was awesome. Better than I could have ever imagined as a St. Louis schoolboy once. 2 balls, no strikes.
No,
his first opening day too.
Yeah, he had a great experience. He talked about it.
Look, when you give the horses a standing ovation, you know it's going to be a great day. And the packed house did that and more against Toronto. The pitch is inside, I guess.
Yeah, you know, you're not going to get the calls though when you're missing as much as Jack has. That was the problem there. He missed arm side with 3 of them. Then ends up missing in there.
So that's 7 walks. And here's Kevin Kiermaier. He popped out his first time up. Most walks by a Cardinals starter, Jeff Suppan in 2004 walked 10 Cincinnati Reds.
I'd rather not approach that.
1 ball, no strikes. Ball 2.
Seen a lot of these misses now arm side. Jack really gonna have to slow his body down, make sure the arm gets on top.
Won't know until after the game, but Brad, could that be a product of pitching with this pitch clock for the first time in a regular season game?
I think it could be when you get the wheels are turning a little bit and the command is not there. You don't have that extra time to gather yourself. I'm sure the weather has a little something to do with it also.
It's only the 3rd time Jack has pitched in a big league game with the weather this cold, but hey, that's part of the drill, right?
It is, but it is different when you're not used to doing so at this level. The feel for the ball, it's hard for people to understand, but I mean, it does at times. You mentioned it with the throw from Chapman. It can feel like a cue ball when you pick it up.
That's 9 3-ball counts for Flaherty in the game. We'll see if Biggio is running with one out and a full count. Good lead. He's not. And the pitch is lofted toward right. Softly hit. Out goes Donovan. Walker coming on late. Donovan. Great grab over the shoulder.
Chip, it didn't feel like off the bat that Donovan had a chance to get to this one. He's playing middle, playing double play depth, and goes back, ranges, keeps an eye on it the whole time. What a play by Donovan.
Spectacular play for the second out. And here's Springer, who's 0 for 2. Fouled away a strike. Springer had a huge opening day. 5 hits. The last 4 of which were under 82 miles an hour off the bat, but they all count.
Even Springer over at first on a couple of them was like, well, you know, here we are. Couple of 5-hit days on opening day. He had one. Adley Rutschman had one as well. Talented catcher for the Orioles.
George also scored 4 times. Has not touched the plate today, and he's down 0-2. Strike 3. Paints the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. Low stress inning for Jack Flaherty, and Jordan Walker's coming up. Transplant is Sunday, April 16th. With the purchase of your theme ticket, fans get a Cardinals cap supporting organ and tissue donation. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/theme. Home fourth. Cardinals lead 3-0. Jordan Walker leads off. He's got an infield hit. How about the Redbirds offense, Brad? They've scored 12 runs this year, 6 of them with 2 outs.
Well, you knew how dangerous this group can be, but you like that relentless approach there with 2 outs. They're never giving in.
On the ground, sharply hit. Bichette bobbles that. Loads up. Bad throw, but Guerrero recovers for out number 1. Andrew Kisner, the hitter. Time to join Jim Hayes.
Wilson Contreras hopes to be back behind the plate soon, maybe tomorrow. He told me after getting hit on the knee with that 103-mile-an-hour pitch on Thursday, it was scary. He said, my whole leg went numb. I couldn't feel anything, couldn't put pressure on it. He said it was sore after that, but it got better quickly. Chip, it looked like something much, much more serious.
103 off the knee, and that's with Brad the shin guard.
Yeah, he didn't get a glove on that either. I mean, it just went right there. And I was talking to Benji Molina after the game, who does the Spanish broadcast on the radio, and he was saying, man, people think that shin guard does a lot. Not in that situation. Like, you feel every bit of that. So great to see Contreras is feeling all right, working through this, and be out there hopefully very soon.
And as Jim reported earlier, Taylor Motter is the backup or emergency catcher should he be needed today. Hopefully he won't be. As Andrew Kisner struck out his first time, is behind 0-2. Game 3 of the series tomorrow. Jordan Montgomery and Chris Bassett will toil. Then we'll welcome the Braves in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoon to wrap up the opening homestand.
Pretty excited about a full season of Jordan Montgomery for the Cardinals. Came over at the deadline, as everyone knows, from the Yankees for Harrison Bader, and just made an impact as soon as he got here.
Two-two pitch. Popped up. Who wants this? Biggio gives way to Kiermaier. And there's the second out. Tommy Edman, your batter. Now a quick word from BJC Healthcare. Base is empty for Tommy Edman. 3-0 Cardinals. All 3 runs came in the 3rd inning. A Chapman error and a Gorman base hit down the 3rd baseline.
Couple of pretty well located pitches there. Gets ahead with the split, which he really doesn't throw that for strikes that often. He usually gets guys to chase, then spots up 94 in. Tommy Edman's going to take his time out here.
So quickly 0-2 for Edman. And on the ground and through. A 2-strike, 2-out hit. Here come the Cardinals again. Edman feeds the top of the order. Brendan Donovan coming up with a man aboard.
So 0-2 split finger. It's down. It's under the zone. Tommy goes and gets it. And this is baseball now in 2023. That might have been somebody standing there a year ago. But now you have these shift limitations. This finds a hole right there in between second and first.
So Donovan, who made a great defensive play a moment ago, digs in with Edman at first. Let's see if he thinks about some liberties on the base pass. A strike. Generous zone there for Kevin Gausman. Strike one. By the way, Toronto is playing Brendan on the infield. Chapman is good 20 feet off the third base line. If he goes the other way, things might get interesting in a hurry.
He's got the pitch to do it too. That split finger down and away, just like Gorman did.
Runner goes and fouled away. Good cut. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He got a good jump. It's tough not to pull a trigger when you get the pitch you want.
Well, that's something you know Tommy has got it in his bag. Again, 32 stolen bases last year. Stolen base attempts up across all of spring training. We're up on opening day as well. 23 attempts on opening day. Only two caught stealing. I mean, that is telling you the impact of these bigger bases. Good jumps, be aggressive, forces offense. From a viewer standpoint, I love watching it. I love watching speed in this game.
One of those 2 men caught stealing was from Wilson Contreras against Toronto.
Sure was. Gunned down Matt Chapman, showing off that arm. It's been a while since we've seen that many stolen bases on opening day. When I say a while, I mean 1908 was the last time we've seen that many stolen bases on opening day.
Tom Mees rookie year. 1 ball, 2 strikes in a 3-0 game. Home fourth. Strike 3, delayed call. And Donovan and the Cardinals aren't done in the 4th. We head to the 5th. 3-0 St. Louis. Lead Toronto 3-0 heading to the 5th inning. I mentioned, Brad, a minute ago that Jack Flaherty has bent but not broken so far in his first 4 innings. It has not been easy for him, but he leads 3-0.
Well, to that point, 10 3-ball counts, not exactly what you're looking for. 6 full counts. 12 of 19 first pitch strikes. He's walked 7. He's hit 1. But here we are with a 3-0 lead. Bend but don't break. That's key. Compete. That's what he's doing.
Important inning for him here with the 2-3-4 hitters up. And Nolan vacuums that up. Bichette's out quickly. 1 man down. So how windy is it? Let's show you on our StatCast powered by Google Cloud here on April Fool's Day in St. Louis.
Well, the wind has certainly been circulating around this ballpark. The tough sky.
A strike to Vlad Jr. Things were whistling around town around 22 miles an hour at first pitch. We're told the winds as the day goes along will settle down, and tomorrow's weather, Brad, supposed to be much lovelier here at Busch.
That's St. Louis. You don't know what you're going to get day in and day out. You know you're going to get some baseball, though. Opening day was beautiful. A little chilly today.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Another packed house here, though, at Busch Stadium. These fans so excited about this ball club. Cardinals are rolling out this year.
He's got Vlad Jr. set up 1-2. Guerrero's walked twice. That's what he's done with 2 strikes. He's tried to get him to chase that pitch away, and they just aren't.
Well, specifically Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he talked about that's one of the things that he really wanted to work on coming into this year is not chasing. Did not want to expand his strike zone. He was upset about the year that he had last year, and it was a very good offensive year, but he set this bar so high for himself in 2021 that he wanted to get back to that. He found himself chasing stuff. He found himself trying to do too much. He's really just trusting his hands a little bit more this year. That's what he was doing in spring.
And talking to the Toronto people, look, this is a very talented Blue Jays team. There's no doubt about it. They're young, they're hungry, but there's a, shall we say, a much more mature approach top to bottom. As that's whistled back, foul and out of play.
I think they're starting to realize that they have got a championship nucleus. I mean, you have got guys, you got Vlad Guerrero, you've got Bichette, Alejandro Kirk, Varsho, you made a move for, you've got Manoah, but John Schneider, the manager there, he took over halfway through last year. Attention to details a thing, and they are more focused as a club.
Arenado at third, settles and fires. The stretch is in time. 2 out. One other big name they brought in was Don Mattingly. We'll talk about that as you look at Arenado do his thing.
Yeah, well, hit it to that guy. Chances are you're out. Vlad Guerrero Jr. actually moves pretty well for a bigger guy. He makes it close over there at third.
And Dalton Varsho, the hitter, he's walked and flied out. Yeah, Don Mattingly, former Marlins miss on this Toronto staff. And that ball hammered down the line, foul.
What a great pickup. I mean, you've got a guy that has played the game at the highest level for a very long time, managed for a very, very long time, a great teacher of the game to have on this staff with a young manager too. And for the most part, the staff didn't really know Don Mattingly. John Schneider, the manager, didn't have a relationship with him. He said he was perfect as soon as he came in.
And for a team that's trying to improve itself defensively, who better to help that than a guy like Don Mattingly?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Especially, we've seen it. You mentioned the Gold Glove for Vladdy, but he's even helping him tweak little things. It's the small adjustments at the position. Oftentimes, those small adjustments that only a guy that played the game at the highest level can show you.
Just something as simple as how to hold a base runner.
Yeah.
Stuff that Guerrero said I really wasn't taught as he made the move over there. As that ball fouled away, pitch count for Flaherty approaching 95. Action in the Cardinals bullpen, by the way. So from Miami to Toronto for Don Mattingly in the pitch. Swing and a miss. First 1-2-3 inning for Jack Flaherty. He's qualified for the win. He leads 3-0. By BMW. Experience the ultimate driving machine at a BMW center near you. And opening week is presented by Front Door, an all-new home repair and maintenance app that's coming soon. 3-0 Cardinals, home fifth. Here at Busch Stadium, Kevin Gausman back to work with the 2, 3, 4 spots for the Cardinals. Sharply hit. Tricky hop. Guerrero handles that. Burleson is out on 1 pitch.
Burleson jumps all over that one. We had talked about the new limits, so they're trying to hone in more on the buck. Well, this is Kevin Gausman on the left last season. You see the toe taps. He never gets to that complete stop that is in the rule book. The right side is today. It's the 1 tap. He gets right back into it. It doesn't seem like a big difference, but Chip, you know this. He's been doing that the last 3-4 years. Any little change like that to a pitcher's mechanics can be a big deal. Seems like Kevin Gausman is taking to this one well.
Did you have to change your mechanics for any reason? And if so, what was the most difficult part of it?
You know what? I never had to change mechanically. I did try to change on sides of the rubber pitching from, but no rule changes that go into it. But it is just talking about small adjustments, though. I always pitch from the far third base side, but I tried to move over to the first base side of the rubber to allow my sinker to work on the other side of the plate. And it felt like a huge adjustment. It just felt like I was pitching from second base at times.
So give guys like Gausman a lot of credit to still pitch an elite level out of necessity to survive in today's game. Some bad luck has haunted him today. The Cardinals tagged him for 3 runs in the 3rd. Swing and a miss for Goldschmidt. That ends his perfect day. Gossman with 6 strikeouts. Nolan Arenado coming up. First, a quick word from Rally House.
Play ball, St. Louis. Shop the latest in Cardinals style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for every fan.
Arenado helped the Cardinals score their first run. A bobble and bad throw from Matt Chapman on a ground ball scored Brendan Donovan. Nolan Gorman follow with a 2-run single, and that's all she wrote for the St. Louis offense today. Cardinals 3 runs on 6 hits. Jack Flaherty, despite walking 7 men and hitting 1, has not allowed a hit through 5 innings. With his pitch count in the mid-90s, I'm guessing that would be it, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be it for Jack Flaherty, but I love the way that he finished that. And we saw some of the best breaking pitches from Jack in that final 5th inning. So you have an outing like that. It doesn't go to plan. You're not trying to walk 7 guys and hit a guy, but you kept zeros on the scoreboard. You battled when it mattered the most. I'd have to feel like Jack, even though he's going to be frustrated about some things, you got to feel good about the way that he fought through that one.
And I think if you go back and watch his outing, the walks weren't like he was missing 4, 5, 6 inches off the plate. It was close. They were misses, but they were at least close to the zone.
Yeah, and what you want to see is adjustments, right? Do you make adjustments throughout the game? And I think that Jack did that. I feel like there were a couple of pitches that he missed arm side, a few in a row, but he got back to executing when he really needed to, and that's what matters. He'll build off of this outing.
Stranded 7 Toronto base runners. It is 5 innings. As Arenado 0 for 2 with a run scored, behind in the count here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one poked back to the mound, and Gossman will take care of that. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the 6th inning. Redbirds up 3-0. It's our Budweiser What's on Tap.
Well, Jordan Montgomery solid for the Cardinals last season, had 11 starts, ERA just north of 3, and he's looking to go to work this season here. A full year of Jordan Montgomery is good for the Birds.
All smiles for Jack Flaherty. 95 pitches in 5 innings. No hits, 7 walks.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy stat line. One that you're not shooting for. You'll take the no hits, that's for sure, but he worked around some traffic.
So an A.J. Burnett special for Jack Flaherty in his first start of the year. And Drew Verhagen, who pitched on opening day, is on for the 2nd time out of the Cardinals bullpen this year.
Verhagen is looking to carve himself out an important role in this pen. As we talked about on opening day, he was somebody that Ollie Marmol mentioned right off the bat when we're talking about his back end of the pen. He said Verhagen's going to find himself in some big games this year.
Swing and a miss. Nice way to start the 6th inning. Chapman is down on strikes. And 1 man down in the Toronto 6th.
Showing him a little bit of everything in that at bat too. The fastball, the slider, finished him with the big curveball. Ollie Marmol and Jack Flaherty talking it over, say, hey man, you don't have to put that many guys on if you don't want to. Whatever you want to work on, though. Appreciate that. And it's fun that you can have a game like that where you work through some things and there's no damage done.
Okay, so the line as far as the walks, that's an ugly part of it. But for Jack individually, knowing what he's gone through the last couple of years, how big is a game like this for him?
I think it's huge. I think it's huge. It's his first outing of the year. He's healthy coming out of spring. He had his first real off season in a long time. To be able to have an outing like that and build off of it, I think it's big. Jack is a guy that he will continue to build throughout the season, build off the momentum of this. I think it's an important game for him.
Tough day for Brandon Belt. He stranded 5 base runners by himself with 2 strikeouts. Came up with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the first, and 2 on, 2 outs in the third. And behind here, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Verhagen, for him, it was a disappointing year last year. Dealt with injuries, had the hip injury, hip surgery that ended up finishing off his season. He was another one of those guys, though, in spring training. It looked like you couldn't miss with him. The stuff was electric. The fastball jumped out of his hand. His breaking ball was automatic. And he was used last year. The thought was he was going to be that fifth, sixth starter / long guy. Well, they've shortened him up in the bullpen. They like the way that it looks.
Well, he certainly finished his spring run effectively. Last 4 appearances, 4 2/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, and struck out 5. And struck out a batter on opening day against Toronto. He's got a 2-2 count here. And Belt sprays that foul. Brandon shaded slightly toward left in the Cardinals outfield. The pitch on the ground. Donovan to his left. Easy peg at 2 outs. On April 16th, 25,000 fans 16 and up take home a mystery nickname jersey courtesy of Maryville University, where you get Goldie, Engine, Red, or The Machine. You'll have to find out Sunday, April 16th. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Everybody bundled up on a chilly day, April 1st in St. Louis. Cardinals up by 3. And it's strike after strike from Verhagen.
It's what you like to see, attacking, being aggressive in the zone. Certainly a different feel in this ball game than opening day. Opening day was a knockdown, drag them out, offensive output from both sides. This time a tighter ball game, really just a mistake on the Blue Jays side kept the Cardinals on the board.
Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts for Verhagen. A 1-2-3 sixth. Something special brewing in St. Louis. Time for our BJC Healthcare Difference Maker.
Well, it was Gorman. It was a split finger down and away. Chapman was off the line and just squeaks one through to bring in 2 to give the Cardinals a 3-0 lead here against the Blue Jays. You don't always have to hit lasers. You just got to find the right spot.
Don't you love it when lefties hit the ball where it's pitched and go the other way? Is that part of the maturity for Nolan Gorman now?
For sure it is. For sure it is. Especially with the strength that he has. He showed you last year. He's got the ability to drive it out of the ballpark into the visitors' bullpen. Like, he's got that, but he's got to let the ball travel and trust his hands. He's going to get pitched out there a lot. He's got a lot of power on the inner half. He's going to see a lot of breaking stuff that way, split fingers, change ups that way. If he can prove he can hit the ball to the left side with authority, it's going to open up a lot for him.
And as we said before, the way Chapman's playing in this spot, he's got 20 feet to play with down that third base line if he can hit it that way. Nolan ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Gossman, as we told you, seldom walks anyone. He's got a 3-1 count here. Just 28 walks last year when he won 12 games. But there's his first, a leadoff pass to start the Cardinals' 6th. Redbirds looks for some insurance with Tyler O'Neill coming up. Let's see if Tyler can time that splitter. It's gotten him twice, I believe. He's struck out twice swinging.
It has. It's just, it looks like that fastball. Both of them were down in the zone, middle away, and he couldn't hold up. He had a couple of fastballs in his last at bat that he fouled back. Maybe he connected with one of those early.
As you watch Gossman pitch, is it safe to say he's really not east-west but north-south?
He is. No, he works top to bottom. You'll see, and that's kind of where that slider comes in. It gives him a little bit more of that east-west, but he works top to bottom of the zone.
Golf foul, strike 1. And as you said earlier, that tunneling effect is so deceptive and so difficult for the hitters to pick up.
I mean, it's nasty. The split finger drops right off of what looks like the four-seam fastball out of his hand. You mentioned the control. He struck out 45 batters in his first 35 1/3 last year before walking a guy. His first walk didn't come until May 7th last year.
Well, he's way behind that pace this year, Brad. So
it'll be a rough year for Gossman.
Poor guy. 2 balls and a strike.
I'd say 45-1 is a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio.
Rifled into right center field. That's going to get down. Springer will cut it off. And the Cardinals have him first and third with nobody out.
Well, you had mentioned the struggles that he had with the split finger. A couple of strikeouts in his first 2 at-bats for O'Neill. Could he get a fastball that he can handle? Gossman trying to elevate this one. It's down. You see the good balance swing by O'Neill. Gets the hands in and drives it the other way.
So Jordan Walker with some contact could add an insurance run here. First and third, nobody out. Walker an infield hit in the St. Louis second. Didn't want to swing, and that costs him a strike. He has a ton of room in left field. The Toronto defense lines up. That might be telling Jordan how they're going to pitch him. They want the ball in. A mistake out over the plate might get loud. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's one right there. That split finger just tailing in on him. If he gets the barrel to that, where that one was going to be difficult to keep fair. But this is a strong young man. Don't make a mistake over the plate.
Sharply hit toward third. Second base 1. Run down between third and the plate. Throw to the plate. Safe! Gorman beats the ramp at the plate. And Toronto's going to challenge the call at the plate.
Well, a rocket there gets the out at second. Gorman gets caught in between, saw the hesitation, slides to the back part of the plate, appears off the bat to beat him. We'll get a better look at it here. Ooh, that's close.
So the new replay rules, as soon as the play is concluded, the manager has to hold his hand up and signal, we want to take a look, and then it's a race to the clock.
Yeah, as soon as that happens, that signal, they have 15 seconds to say if they are going to actually challenge the call or not. There is no more of the umpire walking over saying, hey, what are you thinking?
And again, the rule that doesn't change is there has to be clear and convincing evidence to change the call.
Well, from right there, Scott Berry, the home plate umpire, is in the way of that angle. Now, they have different angles in New York also. They can take the play, they can spin it around and see. But from that angle, it's hard to say that it's clear and concise evidence to be able to overturn it.
James Hoy and Paul Emmel are the replay umpires in New York, and it looks like the verdict is in.
After review, the call on field is overturned. The runner is out. Toronto retains their challenge.
So a 5-4-2 double play. Toronto challenges and takes off a 4th Cardinal run. Walker's the runner at first now, with 2 outs, and Andrew Kisner the batter. Line drive into left center field. That's down for a hit. And Walker will stop at second. Kisner has his first hit of the year.
Good for Kiz right there, not wasting any time. He got a fastball on the inner half and just got the barrel to it. It was a rough spring for Andrew Kisner offensively. He kept at it, though. Always has a good attitude, was ready for this season, and gets his opportunity to get in there and shakes it out over at first base.
Two on, 2 out for Tommy Edman. Even count.
Pretty good take right there. Good fastball, 95, just misses the corner.
And once again, partner, we got him right where we want him with 2 outs.
This is it. This is the plan of attack here. Get to this spot, get that big hit. These are backbreakers.
Toronto's defense cost him a couple of runs in the 3rd inning. Some real good Toronto defense in the 6th saved him a run. But they're down 3 in the St. Louis 6th. Edman has a hit on an 0-2 count. He's ahead here, 2 balls and a strike. Oh, right off his thumbs. That can't feel good on a cold day. 2-2. Gossman's next will be number 90.
This is a count where he loves to go to that split finger. Can Tommy stay on one of those, shoot it to the left side?
Pickoff play at second. They've tried that a couple of times with Jordan Walker. Neither have worked yet.
Trying to pick on the rookie. Think he's looking around out there. Jordan Walker's locked in. They also know the speed that he has. Again, 22 stolen bases in the minor leagues last year for Walker. We've seen him beat out some plays already with his legs here this year.
Oh, he took a shot at left, but skied it foul. We'll try again.
That was that splitter. Spoils that one, though, off the plate.
Swing and a miss. And that will retire the side. To the 7th we go. Redbirds up 3.
As mentioned, Taylor Motter is the emergency backup catcher. Hasn't caught since he caught some bullpens while in Seattle in 2017 and 2018. Caught a bullpen today with the Cardinals. He found out he was the emergency backstop during the game on Thursday. He said he was in the dugout when Wilson got hurt, sitting with Brendan Donovan. Donovan said, "Who's the emergency backup?" Motter said, "I was like, I guess me." Chip, he went and found some equipment.
Boy, his framing looks terrific. The metrics were awesome in that bullpen.
You see how he worked from bottom up, really stealing that low strike out there. And you know that Taylor Motter, a guy that had a great spring, put himself on this club, put himself in the conversation. He's going to do anything. Whatever you need, he's going to do it.
Andre Palante, the 3rd Cardinal pitcher today. He too pitched on opening day. Gave up a run in an inning and a 3rd. And Kevin Biggio leads off. 8-9-1 for Toronto. We are in the 7th inning. And the Bally Bar tells you all you need to know about what's happening in Game 2.
Well, it certainly has been an interesting one. It didn't start out exactly as planned. A couple of free passes there in the 1st inning by Jack Flaherty. Ended up being 7 walks, but no damage done against Jack. Verhagen, solid last inning, punched out 2, and now to Palante.
Little looper and a sinking grab it short by Tommy Edman. Oh, that could have been tricky. That hit a lot of English off the bat. And Biggio's retired for out number 1. Here's Kevin Kiermaier. He is 0 for 2. He was robbed by Brendan Donovan's great over-the-shoulder catch in the 4th inning. Sharply hit, and there's the first of the game for Toronto. So that breaks up the no-hit bid. The Cardinals start today 6 1/3 hitless against the Blue Jays.
Yeah, pretty impressive, especially against this lineup. And it's the 9-hole hitter in Kiermaier that gets the first one just under the glove of Brendan Donovan. It was a slider up in the zone and snuck by. Hard hit ball right there by Kiermaier.
So their bottom feeds the top of the order. Here's George Springer. He's 0 for 3 today. Cardinals have turned one double play. Springer's the man that wrapped into that. That ended the second for Jack Flaherty, who started and worked 5 scoreless, hitless innings despite 7 walks. Cardinals play Springer to pull as much as they can on the infield, straight away in the outfield. And what was so frustrating about Springer's day from the Cardinals' perspective, they pitched him pretty tough. A couple of 2-strike hits and soft hits that just found vacant space.
Well, you mentioned that shift. One of those 5 hits was a ground ball that just snuck through, probably a 100 hopper through the right side. It was just one of those days for Springer. Pretty good spot right here from Andre Palante. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It's down and away. See Springer really waving at that one. That pitch is on the plate, but he swung at it as if it were a foot off.
Ground ball to short. Second base, 1. Donovan dropped on the transfer. And Springer and the Jays still alive in the 7th with 2 outs.
Well, this ball is hit hard off the bat here of Springer. Edman does a good job getting in front of it. Just the transfer can't get it. The feed is a little up the line there for Donovan. But get the first out.
So Springer trades places with Kiermaier. 2 outs for Bo Bichette. He's grounded out twice and walked once. I think the Cardinals pensmen were frustrated after Thursday's game, Brad. They had the lead 3 separate times and couldn't hold it.
Well, it was just frustrating, too, the way that it happened.
Right.
There were so many softly, badly hit balls that ended up falling. The leadoff walk really hurt Helsley in his inning of work, but disappointing for a bullpen that's going to be really good this year. They're looking to bounce back in this one. Home plate umpire Scott Berry saying time. We're going to reset the clock.
And with the runner on first, Palante's got 20 seconds. Now we're ready to go with a 1-strike count. With the radical change that the pitch clock has brought to our game, maybe the most revolutionary change since the mound was lowered. First thing, 1-1 pitch. To your point earlier about changing mechanics, well, changing the pace of the game for the combatants and the ease with which that seemingly happened is really remarkable.
Yeah, it is. And I think that most of these pitchers, most guys work quickly anyhow. Really did think that it was going to be an even bigger adjustment for many hitters. They like to take their time and walk around the box every single swing. But everybody has done a good job.
Little tapper toward first. Flip to the pitcher covering. Palante and the Cardinals send us to the stretch with a 1-hit shutout in Game 2. Healthcare, the world's best medicine made better by your Quality Ford dealers, proud sponsor of your St. Louis Cardinals, and by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. From Simba to Simber. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, Toronto will take down Kevin Gausman. Brad, they go to their bullpen trailing 3-0.
And we got a chance to see Adam Simber on opening day. 77 games a year ago, and a guy, he's just funky, not overpowering, drops down sidearm, though. His sidearm fastball, he's in there at 86 miles an hour, but it gets on the hitters. Good slider. He'll use that back door, tries there and misses.
Toronto's pen had its share of problems in opening day action, too.
Just a weird day overall.
If a Cardinals player hits a home run during this 7th inning, your Gateway Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Right guys are coming up. 1, 2, and 3 for the Redbirds, who lead 3-0. Just missed. Fly ball right center. Kiermaier and Springer, who says he's got it right. And Donovan is out number 1. Here's Burleson. He's hit the ball hard 3 times. Hasn't seen a lot of pitches and is 0 for 3.
Well, Burleson's not a guy that is going to mess around. If you throw him a strike in the zone, he's going to put his best swing on. He's also a guy that does not strike out a ton. His strikeout rate in AAA last year was just over 13%. That's incredibly low for somebody that has the kind of power that he has. He had 331. He was the International League batting champion and also hit 20 home runs. I mean, he's checked every box. Oh, by the way, he was just drafted in 2020.
No balls and a strike. Well, you can see how tough this guy would be on a right-hand hitter. You would think that stuff curling into a lefty would be right in their wheelhouse, but he's tough.
Chip, I wish my 84 played like that.
That's why you're sitting here, Brad. No balls, 2 strikes off the plate. Flaherty, Verhagen, and Palante out of the Cardinals rotation and pen so far today. Simber following Kevin Gossman, who gave up 3 runs, 8 hits over 6 innings, struck out 7. But some shaky defense led to his 3rd inning demise. That's the inning the Cardinals scored all 3 of their runs.
Yeah, for Gossman, none of those earned. Doesn't matter. Finds himself on the hook.
Alec hanging tough here, behind in the count. Weighted back nicely on that.
Like some of those rips that he's taken. Anything in the zone, he's aggressive. Even with 2 strikes, you can take that big swing. If you recognize the pitch, you see it's going to be there. Again, very tough guy to strike out.
That's another way which I think these 2 teams are so similar. We've seen it in this series. Yeah, the strikeouts are going to happen, but there is an amazing approach.
Well, they're both dangerous too. So that's what a combination. A team of top to bottom, they can leave the yard, but they're also relentless. It's a pain in the butt right there. If you're Simber, you're thinking, okay, I've thrown in the backdoor slider. I've gone with the fastball a couple of times. What do I do? Now the thought would be, hey, maybe I try to get in on him here. But with that sidearm action, if that tails back over the plate, that's danger zone.
Pitch number 9 of the at bat. Just missed it. Popped it up. Alec knows it. That'll drift out. Varsho comes in nicely and makes the play. And 2 men are out in the Cardinals' 7th. Paul Goldschmidt's coming up. First, a quick word from Tax Act.
Tax Act gives you everything you need to file for less.
Tax Act.
Good day for Goldie. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored. And that one scorched toward right. Springer battles the crowd and makes the play. And that'll retire the side. We go to the 8th. Tuesday, April 4th or Monday, April 17th. With the purchase of a theme ticket, fans take home an exclusive Cardinals sweatshirt. For details, visit cardinals.com/theme. 3-0 St. Louis. Brad, a couple of Cardinal changes.
Yeah, Dylan Carlson coming into play left. They gave Burleson one more at bat against the right-hander, and Jordan Hicks into pitch here in the 8th inning. Jordan Hicks, talk about some tough luck on opening day. Couple of balls hit off him, just jam jobs, beat into the ground, but he looked solid out there.
19 strikes out of 27 pitches, and of course he threw the fateful pitch that hurt Wilson Contreras. 103 off the kneecap. He's got Guerrero, Varsho, and Chapman here. Heart of the order for Toronto. The Blue Jays trailing 3-0. They have just 1 hit. Great crowd today in St. Louis on a chilly, windy afternoon. 44,461 paid to see us. And we hope you'll join us tomorrow for the series wrap-up. The pitch. Center cut, 2-2.
That thing, though, that pitch ends up catching a lot of the plate. It starts off the plate away. That's how much movement is there at 100 miles an hour. You can see with Guerrero, he gave up on that thing early out of the hand.
Look at that ball back up at 85. Ouch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Emergency hack. That was one right there where Vladdy picked up the spin, thought it was going to end up being middle, and just protected himself.
Well, Guerrero has walked twice. Don't want a leadoff walk in the 8th inning of a close game.
Yeah, give me that good sinker down and away again. I'll take my chances.
Missed inside, and Guerrero walks for the 3rd time. So the fateful leadoff walk gets the top of the 8th started. And now a quick word from Tickets for Less.
Get in the game. Tickets for Less.
Varsho's walked, popped out, and struck out.
Well, Varsho also a candidate, even though he moves pretty well, candidate for a ground ball right here. How about a 4.63?
That sounded like a strike, but called the ball. 2-0.
Your Plaza Tire Service pitch track right at the bottom of the zone. Looks like it is one. Home plate umpire Scott Berry says no, not right now. I'd throw it there again.
Cardinals are winning this game despite walking 8 Toronto hitters. Hicks with his first to start this frame. And a pitch. Ball 3. Back-to-back walks, and the tying run comes to the plate. Matt Chapman is your hitter with a chance to tie the game with 1 swing. We talked about the wind. Here it is, our StatCast feature powered by Google Cloud. That's a lot to deal with.
I mean, how are you going to catch the ball with all those arrows? Going to be tough.
Dusty Blake, the Cardinal pitching coach, is on his way out for a chat. You know, at some point, both of these teams will say, well, we've been given a lot of opportunities. We didn't cash in on them. If you lose the game, you'll say we gave them too many free passes and opportunities.
I'd rather be on the learning side of it with the win than the other side of it. Right. That's where the Cardinals are right now, and that's part of this conversation as Zach Thompson gets up in the pen. Solid outing for him on opening day as he punched out a couple. But you're going to give him a little time, and you're going to tell Jordan, hey, that stuff that you're throwing right now, it's great. Start the sinker in the middle, let it move. Because that's what he's got to do. If he does that, he's going to get them to beat the ball into the ground. He'll get his double play ball.
And Zach Thompson's getting ready in a hurry because you've got Belt, Biggio, and Kiermaier, 3 of the next 4 hitters for Toronto, potentially left-handed batters. So a strike to Chapman, who's walked, flied out, and struck out. Double play ball. Scooped. They get the out at second.
Well, good job by Tommy Edman ranging up the middle here. He's got a slide to be able to get in front of it, makes a good feed, but the play wasn't able to develop fast enough to get to. But that's what you want from Jordan right there. You see the action down on the zone. Really nice play. Good flip.
Cardinals sure to get one. Now you've got Belt up there. Tough day for Belt. That one gets by. Here comes Guerrero. He's going to score on a wild pitch. So Toronto has a run without benefit of a hit, and they cash in that leadoff walk. And worse news, Chapman moves up to the double play, out of order now with one out.
I mean, that's a tough one there for Kisner. It's a 101-mile-an-hour sinker that he yanked across his body. We've seen Jordan, a few of those, just pulling that towards the glove side.
Well, Belt to this point has stranded a small village of base runners. He's left 5 so far. The Jays do not have a hit today with a runner in scoring position. They trail, though, 3-1. Ryan Helsley has joined Zach Thompson in the Cardinals bullpen. 2 balls and a strike.
We remember, too, in the bullpen, Giovanni Gallegos was dealing with back issues on opening day, so still limited out there in the pen.
And Belt takes a walk. So this game finishing the way it started. Jack Flaherty walked 7. Hicks has now walked 3. And now Toronto will take Brandon Belt down and pinch run at first. Lucas will come on. He pinch ran and scored last night, or excuse me, on Thursday. So a faster runner for Belt. Jansen is announced, and Ali Marmol is on his way out, and he's going to make the call to the bullpen. So wild day for the Cardinals staff. They've walked 10 men. One of them has scored. 1 out, 2-run game. It's the top of the 8th inning.
Well, you're seeing a lot of danger here. We've seen this with Ollie Marmol bringing your best reliever, and that is Ryan Helsley in some big spots. Oftentimes you'd wait for the top of the order, but with the run already in, you got a couple of guys on. He goes to Helsley now. Helsley pitched on opening day, started his day off with a 4-pitch walk, and didn't go exactly as planned for Helsley. You know, he's been chomping at the bit to get back in there.
Well, he's got Jansen coming up. He's the Toronto catcher. He's a candidate for a double play. And that then begs the question, if Helsley has a quick and efficient 8th, do you bring him out for the 9th?
I think you absolutely do.
He had 18 outings of an inning and a third or more last season out of the Cardinal bullpen. But it all starts with throwing strikes, and boy, that's been a problem for the Cardinals staff today. They have walked 10 Toronto hitters. At ball 1 to Jansen, who walked his first time up. Ouch. Off the mask of Kisner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You really just don't see, to your point with the 10 walks, you don't see stat lines like that often. You don't see that many free passes and this little damage to this point. Hopefully they can keep that going as that one catches Kisner clean.
7 different Blue Jays hitters have walked in the game. One ball, 1 strike. 2 on, 1 out. 3-1 game. Got to respect Jansen's power. 15 home runs last year. They aren't going to chase. They haven't all series. And a dangerous pitch. 3 balls and a strike. Popped up. Kisner gives chase to the warning track, but that's into the seats, foul. And a full count.
Well, that's the pitch right there. That's your best pitch. If you're going to get beat, let it be on the fastball. 3-1 count, went right after him, and he fouled it off.
An enormously important pitch. Little tapper back to the mound. He'll settle for 1. Runners advance, 2 outs.
It's a good decision right there by Ryan Helsley. That ball was hit so slowly that if he turns and burns, I mean, you could easily see that thing going into center field. Gets the sure thing there at first base.
So Kevin Biggio, the hitter. He's 0 for 1. Arenado in on the grass or even with the bag at third. Edman almost right behind the second base bag for the left-hand hitting Biggio. Ball 2. Remember Lucas, the runner at second. He pinch ran for Brandon Belt. He can fly. The pitch. Ground ball. Goldie's got it. And the Cardinals get out of the 8th. They walk 3. Toronto gets 1. It's a 2-run lead. Young season leading Toronto in game 2 of our opening series. It's a 3-1 score. Chip and Brad with you. I don't know how you analyze this one. Let's just say it wasn't the prettiest start to the game, but the Cardinals lead where it counts.
It hasn't gone to script at this point. Cardinals have given out way too many free passes, yet they're still clinging to a 2-run lead. They'd love to add to it right here.
Part of the Cardinals' order is coming up, and they'll face Eric Swanson.
Eric Swanson was a pickup that they had in their deal with the Seattle Mariners. They bolstered that bullpen a little bit, something that they really wanted to. They knew that they had the 9th inning covered with Jordan Romano. They wanted to add some more pieces.
Well, the right guys at the right time for St. Louis. 4, 5, and 6 are coming up. Arenado brought home the first run in the 3rd inning for the Cardinals. A rare error by Matt Chapman. And a bad throw scored Brendan Donovan. Nolan Gorman follow with a 2-run single, and that's all the offense the Cardinals have needed to this point. Man, this guy's got a short arm action and the ball just jumps.
It really does. You're seeing a lot more guys have that different arm action, that shorter arc and then just quick arm, hides the ball very well. Was watching on opening day. Dylan Cease from the White Sox has that very short arm arc, throws that good 4-seam fastball and the curveball on top of it. Seeing kind of that same arm action from Swanson.
Whacked into center field on a 2-strike count. Might have telegraphed that baby, and Arenado squares it up, and the Cardinals have an insurance runner aboard in the 8th.
Yeah, to your point, slows down a little bit this one. The pitch is an 84-mile-an-hour split finger. It's down in the zone still, but he slowed down a little bit here as this one gets in on it. Nolan Arenado pulls the hands into it, gets the barrel to it. That head down on contact, I mean, that is something that you don't see all the time. 104.7 off the bat, another hard hit baseball from Nolan.
Nolan Gorman, 2 RBIs today. 2 more would be nice, as we used to say in my other locale, Brad. A little insurance wouldn't hurt.
It goes a long way. So does the ball off his bat.
Play high, even count. One more with Toronto tomorrow. Montgomery and Bassett will be the starters. Then the Atlanta Braves are in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoon.
Thought that Chris Bassett was a very good pickup for the Blue Jays. They wanted to add to that starting staff that's already very talented with Manoah and Gausman off the top of it. Still got Jose Barrios looking to bounce back this year.
And the Blue Jays, after they play the Cardinals, go to Kansas City, and then they go to face the Angels. They don't open at home until April 14th. A lot of renovations at Rogers Center still ongoing. The stretch and 3-1 pitch for Gorman. Let her fly. Didn't get it. Full count.
That's the hack you want to see him take, though. You get in a position to do some damage, you try to do it.
Two on, nobody out. Good at bat by Gorman, who's walked twice today, Brad.
I'm very impressed with the strike zone recognition that Gorman has. I mean, all these pitches, even up above the zone, pitches that he'd be antsy on before. He's seeing the ball away really well. He's taking his walk. For a young player to not get aggressive in that spot, it's impressive.
Pete Walker's the pitching coach for Toronto. He's out to talk things over. Tyler O'Neill is the batter. He's singled in today's play. Great chance for the Cardinals now, Brad. First and second, nobody out.
This is where you take advantage of it. We've seen some good things from O'Neill. Did bounce back from a couple of strikeouts. He got a fastball in his last at bat in the sixth. Drove that thing. Home run for him on opening day. His fourth straight opening day home run. And Swanson with a fastball that he elevates with. The hands of O'Neill are very quick. I feel like this could be a good matchup for Tyler.
The meeting brief, and now O'Neill takes center stage. Cardinals lead the game 3-1. They've out-hit Toronto 9-1. Little dribbler hit towards short. There's one. O'Neill down the line. Got him by a quarter step.
Well, they might end up taking a look at this one here. Ollie had the hand up right away. That's close. Bang, bang play over at first base. Not sure that's going to be enough to overturn.
And the Cardinals will not challenge. So Arenado's at third. 2 outs for Jordan Walker. Swing and a shot hammered down the line, foul. That was loud. Straighten it out, kid, and bring home Arenado.
Just being aggressive. Just another ball hit off his bat over 111 miles an hour.
Oh, 2. Looking ahead to the ninth, Helsley will go to work. Nobody's up in the Cardinals bullpen. He'll have 9, 1, and 2 on the lineup card. The stretch now in the 0-2 pitch. Fought it off to stay alive. Walker, an infield hit, started his day. He's grounded out to short. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Hart hit ball, knocked out at second. Biggio recovers, throws, dugout dropped. Guerrero dropped it at first, and Arenado will score. It's 4-1 St. Louis.
Jordan Walker does it again. The Budweiser play of the game. It's a slider up above the zone. He goes up and gets it, drives at 105 miles an hour off the bat, and Biggio cannot corral this thing. The legs of Jordan Walker. That's a play to the second baseman that usually is made just due to the fact that it's such a close throw, but the speed of Walker puts the pressure on.
Infield hit and an RBI for Walker. The Cardinals get that insurance run. And to your point, he put it in play and hit it hard. So his first multi-hit game as a big leaguer for Jordan Walker. Cardinals cash in that leadoff hit from Arenado and lead again by 3. Walker's running and he'll belly flop in with his first stolen base. Ignore him at your own peril.
We showed you the numbers earlier. He is so fast. One of the fastest guys on the team. 22 steals a year ago. He will take advantage of these opportunities if you give them to him.
So a hit means another run, and Kisner's 1 for 3 today. Another 2-out run for the Cardinals. All 4 of them have come that way today. And a swing and a miss sends us to the 9th inning. The Cardinals extend the lead. Jordan Walker's second RBI makes it 4-1. With the Cardinals needing 3 outs to even their record at 1 up, 1 down.
How about the young guys coming up big? Nolan Gorman had the 2 RBI single down the line. Jordan Walker just cushioned the lead here as the Cardinals have a 3-run lead as Helsley tries to nail it down. Came in last inning with a couple of runners on. Got 2 ground balls as he faces 9-1-2.
9 is Kevin Kiermaier, who broke up the Cardinals' no-hit bid. And he swings the first pitch. Arenado kicks it, recovers, throws late to first. So a soft infield roller. That's been the theme of the series for the Toronto offense. It turns into a presume. And that's how the 9th inning starts.
And this one here spinning here, the big chopper. Nolan has it on the backhand, picks it up with the glove, and just doesn't have time to get the speedy Kiermaier.
He has both Toronto hits. They only have 2. Here's Springer. Here's Springer. 5 hits yesterday. 0 for 4 is he today. He hit into a double play in the second. Nearly did so in the 7th.
Pretty good slider right here from Ryan Helsley. Good depth on it. Looks like the fastball and just under the bat there of George Springer. I think about throwing that thing again. Started middle, just down under the zone.
How about a fastball over the outside corner? Froze him at 99. He thought it was down.
Well, when you got 99 in the back pocket, might as well try to throw that one too. And this is spotted perfectly right at the bottom of the strike zone. Springer doesn't like it, but it is right there. Home plate umpire Scott Berry, he likes it. That's enough.
So Bo Bichette, the hitter, with 1 out, 1 on. Helsley feeling it now. He's loose. 98. Strike 1. Bichette's not gotten the ball out of the infield today after a 4-hit game Thursday. Jack Flaherty's season debut. No hits, no runs over 5 innings. Verhagen, Palante, Hicks, and Helsley have followed in relief. Little pop into shallow right. That's going to get down in front of Walker. And Toronto's got him first and third. And they'll bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Vlad Jr. And this is where all those walks, Brad, in the 8th inning were so costly. They only got 1 run, but it allowed them to turn the lineup card over.
No, it's a great point. And this is a good pitch. It's 99 miles an hour. It's in on the hand of Bichette. But as we've talked about, This guy can just hit. I mean, he covers everything. They don't always have to be lasers. Led the league in hits in 2 years in a row, and a dangerous, dangerous man up at the plate, and that's why they're going to go talk this one over.
Guerrero has walked 3 times. He's the only J to score today. In his 4 trips to the plate, every appearance has been a full count. Brad, he's seen 27 pitches today.
He's been a real pain in the butt. I got to be honest with you, Chip. Oh, but that's the kind of guy he is. First of all, you got to be so cautious in the way that you approach him. You're not just going to fill up the middle of the strike zone and say, hey, Vladdy, see what you got. You have to work the corners. You've got to mix it up well, and he has shown you he's not expanding his zone. He will foul off tough pitches. Just got a really advanced approach for a guy that has the kind of power that he has.
But as we've said, he is a candidate for 2. He wrapped into 26 double plays last year. This would be a perfect time for one here in St. Louis. Ball 1 high. Got that call. 2-1.
At the top of the zone right there, 97 with the fastball. Vlad's going to take his timeout. These are the times in the game that you and I talked about all spring long of how do you slow it down? The game is speeding up. You got runners at first and third. One of the best hitters in the game at the plate. Game goes fast.
Center cut. 2-2. Out of play foul. Hey, great catch off to our right. That was a missile off the bat of Guerrero, and that fan didn't flinch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Always be ready at the ballpark, Chip. You know the rules.
First and third, 1 out. Got him, swing and a miss.
This slider was thrown perfectly off the prior pitch. The pitch before was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball that started right there. Well, the slider starts in the same spot, looks like the fastball, and then drops off and gets Vladdy to do something that he does not do very often, chases off the plate.
Everybody up in St. Louis for Varsho with 2 outs. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Arenado says he's got it. And the Cardinals win it 4-1.
The Cardinals get it done. Jack Flaherty ends up going 5 scoreless, worked around the free passes. The bullpen gets it done, and some timely hitting for the Birds that played some good defense as well and even this series up.
Cardinals win 4-1. Rubber match of the series tomorrow afternoon. We'll recap it. The post-game show is coming up next here on Bally Sports Midwest.